What if Amy really is ready to love again? That's the question breaking the internet after the new Heartland Season 19 trailer dropped. For years, fans believed Amy's heart belonged only to Ty. But now, a new face has entered her life. And people are wondering, could this man be more than just a friend? The trailer begins quietly. Amy stands alone in the field, horses grazing around her. The golden light of morning touches her face, and for a moment, it feels like time has paused. It's the same peaceful setting where she once rode with Ty, the same ranch that carries their memories. But something in her expression is different. This isn't the Amy weighed down by grief. This Amy stands taller, her eyes clear, her steps strong. It's subtle, but it's there. The beginning of a new chapter. Ever since Ty's heartbreaking death in Season 14, fans have followed Amy's struggle with loss, parenting, and healing. For multiple seasons, her focus has stayed on Lindy, the horses, and staying strong for her family. Many fans respected that after all, Ty wasn't just her husband, he was her soulmate. And Heartland took its time showing her grief, not rushing the healing process. That's what made it real. That's what kept viewers loyal. But now, Season 19 hints that something has changed. Amy isn't just surviving anymore, she's starting to live again. And just when we thought her heart might stay closed forever, the trailer gives us a surprise. It happens fast. A man standing beside Amy near the stables. His presence is calm, grounded. They exchange just a few words. We don't even hear them clearly in the trailer. But the look in Amy's eyes is unmistakable. It's not shock. It's not nervousness. It's warmth. A smile that's small but honest. And just like that, the fandom explodes. Who is this man? And why does Amy seem so at ease with him? As the trailer continues, we see glimpses of this man. His name, according to some casting leaks, is Nathan. He appears in just a few scenes, helping Amy move a heavy saddle, brushing a horse beside her, even sharing a quiet coffee at the ranch. There's no romance shown, no holding hands, no kissing, but there's comfort, there's connection, and that's what's making fans talk. Heartland has never rushed love. From Amy and Ty's slow-burn romance in the early seasons, the show has always valued emotional build-up. So, the fact that Nathan is even near Amy in these scenes and being shown in such close, gentle ways suggests he's important. Not just a background helper, not just a one-episode guest star. There's something more. The most powerful moment, however, comes in the final seconds of the trailer. Amy is seen holding a framed photo of Ty. She doesn't cry. She doesn't speak. She just looks at it, and then places it back on the shelf. Her fingers linger a moment longer than they need to, and then she walks out of the room, not looking back. That one shot says everything. It's not about forgetting. It's about making space. Season 19 seems ready to explore the idea that healing doesn't mean letting go of the past, it means learning to carry it with strength. And maybe, just maybe, Amy is strong enough now to let someone new into her world. So, what does this mean for Heartland fans? Some are hopeful, others are nervous, a few are upset, but most agree this is a bold direction. And if anyone deserves happiness after heartbreak, it's Amy Fleming. In the next section, we'll take a deeper look at this new character Nathan, who he might be, where he came from, and how he could change Amy's world in ways no one saw coming. He appears only for a few seconds in the trailer, but that was enough to spark a wildfire of theories. The man standing next to Amy isn't someone fans recognize from past seasons. He's tall with quiet eyes and a calm voice. He doesn't try to steal the spotlight. He's not flashy or loud. But there's something about him, something strong, something grounded. His name, according to leaks and cast listings, is Nathan. And fans can't stop asking, who is he? Let's start with what the trailer shows us. Nathan is seen helping Amy with the saddle in the barn, brushing a horse in the early morning light, and most notably sharing a quiet moment with her over coffee on the ranch porch. There are no flirty lines or dramatic music cues. It's all subtle. But if you look closely, you'll see it. The ease in their body language, the way Amy doesn't pull away, the natural rhythm in how they move near each other. These aren't scenes of a stranger visiting Heartland. These are scenes of someone slowly becoming part of her world. Fans have already begun piecing together theories. One leading guess is that Nathan might be a vet. In the Heartland universe, animals are more than background. Horses are family. So it would make perfect sense for Amy, a horse whisperer and trainer, to meet someone who works closely with animals too. A vet could easily have reason to visit Heartland, maybe help with an injured horse, or even be sent by Lou for an evaluation. It starts professional, but maybe it doesn't stay that way. Another possibility is that Nathan is connected to Lou's side of things. Could he be a city council colleague? Someone involved with a ranching development project? Maybe he's helping with the rescue horse program. In any case, his appearance doesn't feel forced. He's not just some man thrown into Amy's life for romance. He seems to belong in this world, even if we don't know exactly how yet. What's most interesting is how different he is from Ty. And that might be the point. Ty was fiery. He had a rough past, came to Heartland with emotional wounds, and grew into a devoted partner, father, and hero. His bond with Amy was deep, built from pain and healing. But Nathan, he feels like calm after the storm. If Ty was the wild stallion Amy tamed, Nathan might be the gentle strength she never knew she needed. Of course, this shift isn't easy for fans. Many are still deeply connected to Ty. Actor Graham Wardle left the show after season 13, and his character's death in season 14 shocked viewers. But instead of rushing into a new love interest for Amy, the show allowed her to grieve. For 5 full seasons, Amy stayed single, focused on Lindy, her family, and the ranch. That slow burn of independence and quiet strength earned respect. Now, with Nathan's introduction, the question isn't can Amy fall in love again? It's can fans accept someone new by her side? Some fans say yes. They believe Amy deserves love, and that Ty would want her to find happiness again. Others are more hesitant, afraid that a new relationship might rewrite or overshadow what she had with Ty. But that's not what Heartland seems to be doing. Instead, the show appears to be honoring both realities, that great love can exist, and still, life can go on. Let's also talk about the actor. While CBC hasn't officially released full details, early leaks suggest Nathan is played by a familiar face from Canadian drama. His acting style is understated, perfect for the gentle tone of Heartland. He brings a mature, respectful energy to his scenes. Not someone pushing romance, but someone simply present. That's important. It means the show isn't rushing anything. They're giving space for Amy, and for the fans, one scene in particular stands out. Amy and Nathan are walking a horse together, leading it across a sunlit pasture. There's no music, no words, just quiet breathing, the sound of hooves, and a glance exchanged. It's nothing dramatic, but it feels real. And real is what Heartland does best. There's also a scene where Lindy runs out of the house and hugs Amy from behind. Nathan is nearby, and he smiles but doesn't intrude. He gives them space. He watches, respectful and quiet. That tells us something vital. He's not trying to become Ty. He's not trying to be a father figure right away. He's simply there. And sometimes being there is the first step. As fans continue to dissect the trailer, theories grow. Is Nathan a permanent character or just a seasonal arc? Will he help Amy rediscover joy? Or will he open old wounds? Maybe both. That tension is what makes this season so promising. Heartland isn't about fast plots, it's about emotions, decisions, and real-life pacing. And that's what makes Nathan so intriguing. He's not a replacement. He's a question, a choice. And we, as viewers, will be watching closely to see what Amy chooses. In the next section, we'll explore Amy's emotional arc in more depth, her growth since Ty's passing, the milestones she's reached, and what signs show she may finally be ready to open her heart again. When Ty died, something inside Amy shattered. Not just the love of her life, not just her husband, but the man who helped her become the woman she was. He stood by her through trauma, healing, growth, and together, they built a future filled with dreams. But then it ended, suddenly, without warning. A random infection took Ty's life in season 14, and it left a hole not just in Amy's world, but in the hearts of millions of fans. And yet, Amy didn't fall apart. She grieved. Yes, she cried in barns. She walked empty trails. She sat in silence with her daughter, Lindy, wrapped in blankets of sorrow. But what she didn't do was give up. That's what made her journey so powerful. From season 14 to season 18, Amy's story hasn't been about romance. It's been about survival, and more importantly, rediscovery. After Ty's death, she didn't jump into another relationship or look for someone to fill the gap. Instead, she returned to the one thing that's always helped her heal: horses. Amy's bond with horses has always been her secret strength. But in those dark seasons, it became her light. She worked with wounded animals, horses with trauma, wild rescues that no one else could understand. And through them, Amy found small pieces of herself again. There was the Mustang she couldn't reach until one day, after weeks of quiet effort, it let her touch its forehead. That moment wasn't just about the horse. It was about Amy. It symbolized the beginning of trust. Again, not with someone else, but with herself. Raising Lindy became her anchor. She wasn't just a single mother, she was a protector, a teacher, a guide. And fans saw her pour her love into her daughter with the same care Ty once gave to her. Amy told stories about her father. She showed Lindy how to ride, how to be strong, how to love the land. In doing so, Amy became both mother and father, a whole world wrapped in one quiet woman's strength. She also leaned on her family, but not in the way many expected. Jack became her rock, Lou her sounding board, and Lisa her steady support. But Amy also kept her own pace. She didn't let anyone tell her how fast to move on. In fact, some episodes made it clear she wasn't ready. And Heartland respected that. Remember that scene in season 16 when Caleb asked if she'd ever considered dating again? Her answer was honest. I don't know. Not yet. That moment hit fans hard. It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't closed off. It was truthful. And in that quiet honesty, we saw a woman not frozen in the past, but simply not finished healing. By season 17, something began to shift. Amy laughed more often. She opened up to new experiences, rode through meadows with Lindy, and even took on new challenges at the ranch. It was subtle, no big speeches, but the way she carried herself, the light in her eyes, it told a different story. She was still grieving, but she was learning to smile without guilt. One of the most emotional milestones came when Amy decided to remove Ty's jacket from the coat rack. She didn't throw it away. She folded it carefully, placed it in a wooden box, and put it in the attic. That scene said everything without a single word. She wasn't forgetting him. She was making room, not just physically but in her heart. And then, in the season 18 finale, Amy did something none of us saw coming. She danced. It was a small community event. Nothing grand. But someone put on music, and Amy, after much hesitation, let someone guide her into a slow, careful sway. The camera didn't linger. No romantic tension. Just Amy, allowing herself to feel the music again, to move again. And fans wept. That moment, like so many in the show, was a whisper, not a shout. But it mattered. Because for Amy, dancing wasn't about the man. It was about herself. About letting joy enter her limbs again. About not feeling like she was betraying Ty when she smiled. Now, in season 19, the trailer confirms what we've sensed building for years. Amy is ready for a new chapter. Maybe not for love right away. Maybe not for a kiss or a promise. But she's ready to share her world again. And maybe, just maybe, that includes letting someone in, not to replace the past, but to walk beside it. Ty's presence will never leave Heartland. He is stitched into the show's soul. But Amy's journey reminds us that grief doesn't end, it changes shape. And what we do with that grief defines us. Amy chose to rise, to parent with grace, to work with passion, to love without rushing, and now, to live with hope. In the next section, we'll explore how fans are reacting to all of this. Are they ready to see Amy find love again? Or is the Heartland fandom divided over the idea of her moving on? When the Heartland season 19 trailer first dropped, it wasn't just trending, it was tearing fans in two. The moment viewers caught a glimpse of a man beside Amy, the internet lit up like wildfire. Longtime followers paused the trailer frame by frame, zoomed in, analyzed body language, and asked the question no one thought we'd be asking this soon. Is Amy moving on from Ty? The responses have been powerful, emotional, and deeply personal. Some fans cheered, others mourned, and many felt both. Across social media platforms, YouTube comment sections, Facebook fan groups, Reddit threads, and Twitter timelines, one thing became clear. Amy Fleming means something deeply personal to everyone who's grown up with Heartland. And how she grieves, loves, and heals is a reflection of what viewers carry in their own hearts. Let's begin with those who are welcoming this new chapter. Many fans, especially those who followed Amy since the early seasons, say she deserves happiness again. These viewers argue that healing is not betrayal, and moving forward doesn't mean erasing Ty. They see Amy's growth not as disrespect but as tribute. After all, Ty would have wanted her to live, to be strong, to love again, not to stay frozen in pain. One fan comment reads, "Ty will always be her first great love, but I think he'd smile knowing she's opening her heart again. No one can replace him, but she can find joy in someone new." Another wrote, "I watched Amy raise Lindy alone for seasons. She put her family first every time. If she finds someone who treats her right, I'll support it. She earned it." Supporters of this new direction also praised the show's realism. They recognize that in real life, widows and widowers sometimes love again. And Heartland, known for its honest portrayal of life on a ranch, has always respected emotional truth. These fans believe that allowing Amy to slowly discover new feelings honors the heart of the show, but not everyone agrees. There is another powerful group of fans who feel uneasy or even betrayed by what the trailer hints at. For them, Amy and Ty were more than a couple. They were the heart of Heartland, a symbol of loyalty, growth, and unbreakable bond. Some say the very idea of Amy with someone else feels wrong, even disrespectful to Ty's memory. One emotional comment says, "They built 13 seasons around Amy and Ty's love. You can't just replace that in one trailer. It's too soon. I'm not ready, and neither is she." Others worry that introducing a new romance will overshadow what made Heartland special. They fear a forced storyline, one that could shift the tone of the show from quiet healing to drama for the sake of ratings. They want the writers to tread carefully to honor what came before and not rewrite history. And then, there are fans caught in the middle. This group, perhaps the largest, is simply conflicted. They love Amy, they miss Ty, and they are unsure how to feel. They don't hate the idea of a new man, but they want it done slowly, gently, with care. They hope the show doesn't rush, that the writers respect the emotional weight of what Amy has been through and what viewers have felt along the way. Many point out that Heartland has always been a slow burn. Nothing happens quickly here. Relationships take seasons to build. So if this new man, Nathan, is part of Amy's future, fans hope he's not pushed as a replacement but offered as a new kind of support. A partner in healing, not a shortcut to happiness. Interestingly, fans have started making comparisons between Nathan and early Ty. Some have noted that Nathan's calm demeanor, quiet presence, and respectful distance feel like echoes of how Ty once behaved when he was first falling for Amy. That similarity is drawing attention. It's making people ask, is this intentional? Is the show drawing a gentle parallel between two men who don't rush Amy, who simply stand beside her patiently? One Reddit theory even suggests that Nathan may not become Amy's romantic partner at all, at least not right away. Some believe he could be a mentor, a co-worker, or a friend who simply helps her find joy again. And maybe, just maybe, a deeper connection grows from that friendship. In season 20 or beyond, this kind of patience would align with Heartland's style. It would also give fans time to adjust, to feel, grieve, and grow alongside Amy. And that's what has always made Heartland unique. It doesn't demand your emotions. It invites them outside the fandom. Media outlets have also chimed in. Articles titled "New Love Interest for Amy" and "Heartland Takes Bold Turn in Season 19" are surfacing everywhere. Some praise the writers for exploring Amy's emotional journey. Others question the timing. But all agree on one thing: Amy's story still matters. She's not just a lead, she's the soul of the show. And what's happening now is more than plot. It's a test of loyalty, memory, and hope. So, how will the show handle this fragile balance? That's what every fan will be watching closely. Because if done right, Amy's journey could become one of the most beautiful and realistic depictions of grief and second chances on television. One fan said it best, "I'll cry either way, because I loved Ty, but I love Amy more. And if she's finally breathing again, then maybe I can too." In the final section, we'll explore what season 19 might really have in store, not just for Amy and Nathan, but for Lindy, Lou, Jack, and the entire Heartland family. Could this new season bring the biggest emotional shift the show has ever seen?